Hey, this is Oscar Dahl from BuddyTV, and I'm here with Brian Austin Green from
I should be
Terminator,
nervous, shouldn't I?
Sarah Connor Chronicles.
No.
Well, first off,
I called it. Yeah, I'm nervous.
So Josh Friedman at Comic-Con told the story of how you got cast, but that was kind of from his point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us how the role came to you, and how it drew you in?
It was an audition.
Yeah.
It was kind of after pilot season, and I had done a pilot, and I was just kind of sitting around. I was doing what actors do when they're not acting.
Yeah.
I was playing video games, and I got the side for a show based on the Terminator.
Yeah.
I love the films, so I thought, yeah, this would be pretty cool. And I had no idea who the character was. All the names in the sides were changed, so I didn't know who I was doing scenes with. I had no concept. Like, I couldn't put any of it together at all.
Yeah.
I couldn't make sense of any of it. And I went in on Thursday morning, and I read for Josh and John Worth. And I read through the first time, and Josh was just kind of staring at me afterwards, and I was like, okay, so you want me to do anything else? You want me to try it again a different way? And he said, well, I mean, I can nitpick. I could tell you, take a little more time in this beat or not so much in that one, but not really. He was like, do you want to do it again? I said, sure, whatever, So I did the scene again and left, and we did the deal that afternoon, and I started work the following morning. And it wasn't until the night before that I actually read the script and realized who my character was and why in the audition I was saying what I was saying.
Yeah.
And the scene I auditioned with ended up being the one with Sarah in the jail cell when I had killed Andy Good and then I was arrested.
Yeah.
And it was all completely changed. It made no sense when I was auditioning. I was like, I can't.
Nice little surprise when you got
what
that
is all
script,
this? What is the
yeah.
Turk? There was so much information that I couldn't possibly make any sense of with sides. So I chose not to. I was like, I'm just going to commit to that. At some point, I'm going to know what the hell this stuff is.
Yeah.
And for right now, I'm just going to, I'm just going to do it.
Cool.
And the performance, what I did in the room, was pretty much what I did in the episode. It didn't. Once I had all the information, it didn't really falter that much. So it made sense.
Cool. So you talked about, too, at Comic-Con, how when you got cast, there was a lot of, when the news came out, a lot of people were like, what's the deal with this?
Yeah. I'm sure on BuddyTV.
Well,
I was ripped
you,
apart,
actually,
I'm sure.
But,
you did not defend me.
Get
out of here. After the first episode?
I took a wait-and-see approach, and then after the first episode, that was good. Well,
that's awesome.
Why do you think there was such trepidation to you being cast? I mean,
because I was David Silver.
I mean, do you think that's all? It's such a double-edged sword being on a show like Now 2-0. I must imagine just coming off it. I mean,
it's because I was David Silver. If the show had run for 3 years and I was David Silver for 3 years, but then people got to know me just as Brian Austin Green and had seen me do other things, it would have been different. But you spend 10 years growing up watching something. I get it. I joke about it because I really understand it.
Yeah.
When I booked it and I realized I was playing Derek Reese, and I realized the pressure of, shit, it's one of the Reese kids, and Kyle Reese was like my favorite character from the films, and I thought, God, I could either really do well with this or I could really screw this up. It's one or the other. But, I understand. I mean, there are people that I grew up watching on a show that I have trouble seeing as anything else or as any other character.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like it's the actor's job to change that. It's not the audience's fault because I sold an audience David Silver for 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a good thing. It means that at some point people believed what I was doing as the character, but at the same time I was acting.
Yeah.
I'd show up on set every morning. It was like, oh my God, this is the scene that's coming. So I'm dancing in the club. Really, that's what you want? Okay. And we'd shoot it, and then I'd go home.
Yeah.
Like, thank God, I'm done.
Yeah.
It was a job. It was a job every day. And people forget that because they really think that the two just melted together and that I was him.
Yeah. Well, moving on to Terminator.
Okay.
What can we expect from Derek Reese this season? What kind of relationships are we gonna see evolve from him?
Well, his relationship obviously with John gets a lot closer.
Yeah.
He starts realizing what he can do to help John and sort of prepare him for the future. And at the same time, he's messed up. I mean, he's like shell-shocked, and he's definitely going through that post-traumatic stress of where he came from, and now being able to kind of stand amongst, living, breathing people again and not be fighting all the time to live every day. He's now fighting for a different reason. So there's a part of him that has to fit in to this world that... My stomach. You like that? There's a part of him that has to fit into this world that he hasn't been a part of for years.
Cool. So what are you filmed a couple episodes, I believe, so far, right?
Yeah, we're shooting our fifth right
episode.
now.
Okay. So what, out of everything you shot so far, are you most excited for fans to see? You've gotten to do some cool action stuff.
Yeah. We did this one episode, I've talked about it before, that Dodge actually sponsored. So it's a 52-minute episode. We actually got to almost completely lose commercial breaks. And it's a really, really cool episode.
Nice.
I think it's episode 5 of the season. It's called Goodbye to All That, and it's really good.
All right,
It's a really cool episode. Got to do some good Derek Reese stuff in it.